The true aim of education. Education in its true essence means more than the pursuit of a certain course of study. It means more than a preparation for the life that now is. It has to do with the whole being and with the whole period of existence possible to man. It is the harmonious development of the physical, the mental, and the spiritual powers. It prepares the student for the joy of wider service in the world to come. This is according to Ellen G. White of the book Education, paragraph 1, page 13. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Genesis 1:1. The system of education instituted at the beginning of the world was to be a model for man throughout all after time. A model school was established in Eden, the home of our first parents. The Garden of Eden was the schoolroom. Nature was the lesson book. The Creator Himself was the instructor, and the parents of the human family were the students. It is found in Education, paragraph 1, page 20. The source of such an education is brought to view in these words of Holy Writ, pointing to the Infinite One. In Him are hid all the treasures of wisdom. Colossians 2, verse 3. He hath counsel and understanding. Education, paragraph 2, page 13. We are created in the image of God. Our first parents, Adam and Eve, had received endowments not unworthy of their high destiny. Graceful and symmetrical in form, regular and beautiful in feature, their countenances glowing with the tints of health and the light of joy and hope. They bore in outward resemblance the likeness of their Maker. Nor was this likeness manifest in the physical nature only. Every faculty of mind and soul reflected the Creator's glory. Endowed with high moral and spiritual gifts, Adam and Eve were made but little lower than the angels. My personal view of education is patterned on the basic goal of our traditional perspective of education, which is to impart knowledge to our young by introducing to them the 3 R's: reading, writing, and arithmetic, accompanied with the mission and vision of our department, which embodies our goals and ideas as stewards of learning in a learner-centered public institution. Being the facilitator of learning, I always see and make sure that the learning competencies expected for us to attain is successfully and effectively imparted to the learners. But when I finished reading the book Education, it opened my heart and mind that education does not simply mean all that. It has a broader scope, a higher goal, a deeper meaning, and a true aim and purpose. The true aim of education is redemption. The very purpose of education is to become redemptive to every human soul. Man is being educated for him to acknowledge the beauty of creation and to recognize his Creator. It is an expression of God's love. Nature and revelation alike testify of God's love. Our Father in heaven is the source of life, of wisdom, and of joy. Every creation is an adaptation to the needs and happiness not only for man but for all living creatures. The sunshine and the rain that gladden and refresh the earth, the hills and the seas and plains all speak to us of the Creator's love. It is God who supplies the daily needs of all His creatures. It is found in The Greatest Love, originally Steps to Christ by Ellen G. White. Last April 19, this year, our institution was blessed and graced by the visit of the highest personality in the department, the USEC, DepEd Undersecretary, Attorney Rev. C.A. Escobedo, with the DepEd Regional Director of Region 9, Dr. Ruth Fuentes. Preparations were laid at hand few weeks before the arrival. Everyone keeps busy, from classroom structures to building and school ground decorations to school reports and school forms. Every building, floors, and ground were painted and decorated with different colors to and fro. On the day of the arrival, classes are held and the pupils are prepared to greet and meet the visitors. Overwhelmed by their presence, teachers peeped and excitedly looked at the rooming visitors. Pupils were amazed of these personalities. Everything was a success and the visitors were satisfied and went out with smiles on their faces. But the most wonderful experience I had during this visit is the opportunity of giving the book Education of Ellen G. White. I also gave a Bible and a small booklet to our DepEd Regional Director of Region 9, Dr. Ruth Fuentes. What I heard from my principal is they were so delighted to their tokens, especially to the pahabol daw. What I heard, which he no longer mentioned. I just hope and pray that they will give time to open and read the book and find light in it, especially the true meaning and aim of education. Our educational endeavor has already gone far beyond history. We have reached the higher goal of enriching our curriculum into addressing the very need of our 21st century learners, especially in this time of pandemic. We have deepened our learning competencies, merged our learning objectives, utilize different learning modalities, create and recreate our curriculum in order to come up with the most essential learning competencies necessary for our beloved learners to achieve, especially in these trying times of devastating pandemic. But we also forget to realize the true aim of education, which is to share this revelation about the Creator and the joy divine. Believing His power, to recognize that Jesus is the Creator. He is the Master Designer, stepping out onto center stage to call a perfect world into existence, and that the true aim of education is redemption, to restore the nature, to save people back to the image of God, to obey His commandments, and reflect the character of God in our lives, and that the Bible is the best manual of human life, especially in this moral crumbling society. Competing moral values back to the scripture for moral recovery, and the Bible must be included as a subject in the curriculum. May our loving God, the Creator of this vast universe, bless us all.